It's Flashcard Fridays at Math, Science, History, and I'm Gabrielle Birchak. Today, we're traveling back to ancient Athens, a time when medicine was practiced by men and only men. But one woman, defying the rules of her time, changed history. Her name? Agnodice. She is often considered the first female physician in history, a woman who disguised herself as a man to study medicine and treat female patients who had long suffered under a patriarchal system. Today, we uncover the legend, the historical debates, and Agnodice's lasting impact on medicine and gender equality. Ancient Athens in the 4th century BCE was a hub of philosophy, science, and democracy. If you were a man, that is. Women had limited rights. They couldn't vote. They couldn't own property or even hold official jobs in most fields. Kind of like the last 3 centuries. And when it came to medicine, they were entirely excluded. Yeah, sounds like the 19th century. In fact, the male-dominated medical profession often discouraged women from seeking help, particularly for gynecological and obstetric issues. Many women suffered in silence as they were either too embarrassed or forbidden by their husbands from consulting a male doctor. And so, childbirth and women's health remained shrouded in secrecy and superstition. But into this world was born Agnodice, a woman with a vision. She saw the suffering of Athenian women and refused to stand idly by. According to the Roman writer Hyginus, Agnodice found a way around the system. She cut her hair, donned men's clothing, and set off to study medicine under the famous physician Herophilus in Alexandria, Egypt, where Hypatia came from. Now, Herophilus was no ordinary doctor. He was one of the pioneers of anatomy and medicine, known for his groundbreaking studies on the nervous system and the human body. Under his guidance, Agnodice learned the art of medicine, the study of ailments, treatments, and surgical procedures. She became skilled in obstetrics and gynecology, an area of medicine where male doctors were often seen as inadequate due to cultural taboos. After completing her studies, Agnodice returned to Athens, still disguised as a man, and began practicing medicine. And here's where things get interesting. Agnodice quickly gained a reputation for her expertise in treating women, particularly during childbirth, but many women still hesitated to seek medical help from a man. So, in a bold move, Agnodice began revealing her true identity to her female patients. Word spread like wildfire. Women flocked to her, trusting her over male physicians who were often seen as indifferent to their suffering. Agnodice's practice flourished, and she became one of the most sought-after physicians in Athens. But success came with consequences. Male physicians, noticing their dwindling patient base, grew suspicious. Rumors spread. Was this new doctor using unethical means to attract patients? Was he breaking some unspoken rule? Eventually, Agnodice's secret was discovered, and she was arrested. The Athenian courts were ruthless, and Agnodice's trial was no exception. She stood accused of 2 crimes: practicing medicine illegally as a woman and, ironically, corrupting women, as some male doctors suspected she was seducing her patients. Imagine that, a woman dedicating her life to helping other women, only to be accused of immorality. But Agnodice was not alone. The women of Athens, the very ones she had treated, came to her defense. They stormed the court, arguing that Agnodice had saved their lives, eased their suffering, and provided the compassionate care that male doctors had failed to offer. In a shocking turn of events, their voices were heard. The court not only acquitted Agnodice, but it also changed the law, allowing women to practice medicine, at least when treating other women. Now here's where things get a little tricky. Some historians debate whether Agnodice really existed. The main source for her story comes from Hyginus, a Roman writer who lived centuries after the events supposedly took place. There are no contemporary Greek records mentioning Agnodice, and some scholars suspect that her story might have been a myth or a later invention to support women's rights in medicine. That being said, whether Agnodice was real or not, her story serves as an important purpose. It highlights the historical struggles women faced in medicine and the need for gender equality in healthcare. Even if Agnodice herself is a legend, women throughout history have fought similar battles to break into the medical field, from medieval midwives to the first female doctors in the 19th century. Regardless of historical accuracy, Agnodice's story has become a powerful symbol. It represents the fight against gender discrimination in science and medicine. Today, women make up nearly 50% of medical students worldwide, a testament to the progress made over thousands of years. But challenges remain. Women in medicine still face gender biases, pay gaps, and underrepresentation in leadership roles. Agnodice's story reminds us why it's so important to continue pushing for equality. So, was Agnodice a real person, or was she a legend crafted to inspire? Perhaps we'll never know for sure, but her story, real or not, has left an undeniable mark on history, reminding us that sometimes breaking the rules is the only way to change them. Thank you for joining me today on Flashcard Fridays at Math Science History. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And if you want to dive deeper into more stories of trailblazers in math and science, visit my website at mathsciencehistory.com. And while you're there, don't forget to click on that coffee button because every cup of coffee helps to support this podcast. Until next time, carpe diem.